Hello everybody and welcome to video message number 36. Jesus Christ, I should never have watched the debate last night. Have you ever seen more monkeys on a stage trying to slap each other's ass? It is beyond me what the hell they were trying to even prove last night. You know, I'm going to start with Governor Gov Kasich. You know something? You're about the lyingest bastard I've ever seen on TV, let alone in real life. When Trump was talking about building a wall, moving the illegal immigrants back and making them get legalized before they come back over, you open your big fucking mouth and you stuck both feet in it, mister. You start bitching about, really, Trump? Are you going to go and rip people out of their homes and ship them back across a border? The fuck are you doing right now? You're going into people's homes with fucking SWAT teams and AR-15s, and you're ripping away the animals out of their homes. What the hell's the difference between that traumatization? I'll never understand you, motherfucker. You're about the stupidest governor I've ever seen in my life. And then you start talking about your two daughters and tax reform and how to save so much tax and all this other bullshit. Meanwhile, you're taking $6.4 million away from your own taxpayers in Ohio, where you're supposed to be a governor looking out for your citizens of the state, and you turn around and hand another $250,000 contract to some lady named Bobby Brink that's on your little circle of buddies there so you can have her haul everybody's animals out of the state, and you have the balls to stand up there and talk about saving tax dollars? Fuck you. Y'all got me the hell wound up today, so I'm going to use my opportunity of free speech and free expression, and you're going to see this pop out in this video a couple more times. And while I'm on your ass right now, Kasich, let me say something else about some of the shit you spouted out that blowhole you have. You know what? You start talking about ethics. Who the fuck are you to talk about ethics? Are you serious about ethics? You're taking people's animals away, you're taking the tax dollars away, and you're giving it to a bunch of fucking crooks. You know, one thing I can say about the news media right now is they're finally starting to report the truth. You stand over there at the end of the stage behind your podium, look like a fucking little kid over there having seizures or a temper tantrum. And that's the funniest shit I've seen on the news in I don't know how long. And you know why that's funny? Because it was the goddamn truth. You're standing over there looking like a goddamn idiot, and everything come out of your mouth could have been considered diarrhea of a mouth. There's not one thing you covered last night that you'd actually stand behind. So why don't you just stop your presidential campaign and stay over there in Ohio until your term runs out? Because the Ohio citizens, they're fed up with your bullshit. You just as well start looking for another job. Marco Rubio, I don't even know what to say about you anymore. You had so much makeup on over there standing on your end of the stage. I don't know if you were a wax figure with them big-ass shiny ears. You were Dumbo the elephant. But you standing there talking about too many regulations in this country. But you support every goddamn animal bill that goes through this country, except down there in Florida. And you are supporting people in this crooked rig in Ohio. Are you serious you're going to continue to let somebody put your name on a wall of their facility that's stealing money from the taxpayers of Ohio and got their little ring going on with Governor Kasich over there? And then what? Somebody that possibly ground their husband up and fed him to the fucking tigers, and this is who you've got backing you? That right there tells us that you're one of the other crooked bastards that we don't want in this country. You know, I don't even have anything to say about Ted Cruz, Rand Paul, or Bush. None of them really seem to matter because not one of them made a damn bit of sense last night anyway. If anybody out of those three made any sense at all, I'd have to say Rand Paul did. But he's still just as big of a hypocrite and a liar as anybody else. There ain't nobody give a shit about health insurance. There ain't nobody give a shit about how much the lower income people get taxed versus the high income people. And not one of you on that stage give a shit about a human life. Because every one of you that are in politics right now are helping support all this bullshit about making it illegal to feed a homeless person. Now, Ben Carson opened his mouth one time during that debate, if you can hear him. I don't see any kind of a president of the United States going up against world leaders all over the world that says, just don't tell no lies about me. Really? Is that the loudest you can scream at the top of your lungs while the rest of this country's getting butt-fucked? You want everybody to get the same treatment, be fair across the board. And you got people out in California, you got people down there, South Carolina and Florida that are starving to death, and you all support laws making it illegal to feed a starving person. Now let me tell you a little bit about starving people, because we pick up a lot of them and we help feed them. You know, you have veterans that have served this country, lost everything they have, fucked up in the head from the shit you put them through, and then you're gonna make it illegal to feed them because you're homeless. Every one of you motherfuckers ought to be shipped abroad. Donald Trump, you didn't actually win, you didn't actually lose last night. They really didn't ask you a whole lot of questions or give you an opportunity to talk, but let me tell you something. Let's get you down for 30 minutes to sit down and talk to a normal human being of this country, and let's talk about some real issues. You know, the bad thing I saw about that debate is you got moderators, one from Wall Street, one from corporate America. I don't even know where the fuck the third one come from. But anyway, you got all these asking so many questions that a normal tax-paying citizen in America don't even understand, because you start talking about all this reform and deficit and trillions of dollars. How many of us American fucking people can even write out $1 trillion? What you need on a panel of a debate sometime is some normal folks to ask normal problems, like, how come you're passing laws to make it illegal to feed homeless people? How come you're passing laws to rip people's animals away from them, but you can spend $4 billion on a hot air fucking balloon that can't even fly? Some bitch is landing in a bunch of trees over there. And everybody arguing about whether or not we should spend more on our military, whether or not we should take more of a stance in all these foreign countries that are fighting and all that bullshit. Meanwhile, you're starving your own American people that fought them wars. So Trump, do yourself a favor, buddy. Get on the phone or email me and sit down and let's talk about this, and let's get a real world debate with real world American people asking the questions that they're concerned about. You got to keep in mind, half of these people don't know shit about what you're doing trading with China. They don't understand half the shit about what you're doing trading with Mexico. Nobody can really even give a shit about Iran, Iraq, and all them other countries over there fighting, because y'all got us so fucking confused, we don't know whether to shit or wipe our ass. But I can tell you one thing, we can ask some real legitimate questions around here. Like, you know, why is everybody bitching about illegal immigrants being in America working when you can't get the white people off their ass or the black people off their ass to go get a job? Every American business owner, how hard it is to find help right now. I don't know where you people get the idea that there's no jobs out here. There's a help wanted sign in every business in town where I live, and I travel a lot, hear me right. I go to Colorado, I go to East Coast, everywhere else. It don't matter if you own a 7-Eleven, a Quick Trip, a dirty bookstore, or a big restaurant or a hotel. Nobody can find any help. Why is that? Because you people made everybody fucking lazy. And all you can do is bitch about the illegal immigrants that want to come in here. And another thing is they ain't working for as cheap as they did 10 years ago. These motherfuckers are modernized. They want full pay, full benefits, and everything else. So you can't blame it on because they work cheaper. It's because they got more morals, family values. Everything that they get goes to their families. Everything half of America get goes to smoking crack and snorting cocaine. Okay, now let's finish up with Ben Carson here. You know, after seeing you on a couple of debates and some of your shit on the internet, you're not really a bad guy. I really think you need to speak up a little bit more. The only thing going bad against you, and damn sure I ain't prejudiced, because I've lived most of my life with prejudice, and I can tell you that and take that to the bank. But that guy up there in the presidency office right now, he's just about ruined your campaign just because you're a black man. That guy over there is giving out free shit and fucking everybody faster than we can stand up and knock ourselves on the head and try and figure out what the hell he just did to us. You know, but I think it's kind of funny how they're picking on you about what you said when you were in the 10th grade, whether or not you got a scholarship, whether or not you got a thug. Let me tell you how to run a real honest presidential campaign, because this is exactly how I'd do it if people of this country wanted me to be president. First of all, I'm as gay as a $3 bill. Second of all, I've had some of the kinkiest sex you've ever seen. Third of all, when I was young, damn right I tried drugs. What the hell do you think is we're going to sit back and lie about all this bullshit? I'm broke as fuck. I know nothing about politics, but I can goddamn guarantee you I listen to the people's voices, not the rich people, not the corporate America. I listen to the people that are paying the salaries of all you bastards. But you know, the coolest thing about running a campaign is you put it all out there on the table. They either like you or they don't like you. And they ain't got nothing to talk about. Trust me on that one right there, okay? I'm married to the sexiest man you've ever seen, built like a brick shit house. Anything else you want to know, pick up a phone and call me, because I ain't got nothing to hide. Because you know why? I don't need all of the friend support. You either like me or you don't. Now that's how you run a fucking presidential campaign. But you know, to add just a little bit to that, guys, how many hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars are we spending on hearings at the White House and the Senate and all that bullshit because somebody sucked somebody else's dick in the back room of the White House? Or you know what I'm talking about? Whether or not Hillary Clinton used the wrong email address or anything like that. You all people need to get this shit out in the open and be an honest presidential candidate, and then you ain't got nothing to worry about somebody sneaking up behind you. But you know, as long as you take care of the people of this country and you stand up to make sure that nobody comes over here and fucks us up, I really don't think the American people could give a shit less whether you're fucking the neighbor's wife or you're blowing the neighbor's husband. It doesn't make a damn bit of difference. I'm Joe Exotic, and I'll see you tomorrow for video message number 37.